Davy. I'm the Higher Education Policy Manager for the Association of Colleges.
Can we talk about HE and FE?
Yeah, it's a time of change and flux as it is. It's in the world of further education. But I think the area reviews and the institutes of technology will have an impact in terms of what I think we'd probably call tertiary education, post-18 education. And I think that's one of the problems really in England. We've tended to have this very sectoral approach to post-18 education. And I think we need to move to having a more tertiary style system where we've both got academic, professional and technical, and they're all seen as worthwhile routes. And in England we've tended to have a system where the academic is always seen as the best route. I actually think the government now has changed on that, and I think now it's using the term professional and technical, which we're very supportive of. And I think it is enthusiastic to establish a professional and technical stream in tertiary education. It was interesting in the Green Paper, for example, on higher education. There was a couple of models there of around how colleges and others could validate their own courses, similar to what universities do. And of course, we've launched a paper at this conference on establishing a technical education accreditation council where colleges will be able to make their own awards at level 3, 4 and 5. And I think that's really crucial, that colleges have the autonomy to do that. I think there's, as you know, 5 colleges now have got foundation degree awarding powers. I think that demonstrates that we can have the same autonomy in this area as universities. And I think going forward, I think the big problem facing England really economically is problems around our labour market, in terms of round about 25% of people in under the living wage type jobs. And I think we need to address that, and that needs to be done between colleges, universities, inward investment agencies, private companies working together to get the inward investment and also to get the skills flow. And I think the government supports that. And again, I think some of the work that Vince Cable did supported some of those ideas. And although we've obviously got a Conservative government now, I think a lot of that work still influences the thinking of government. So in terms of the future, you'd see, if it comes about after the area reviews, the X number of institutes of technology, you can see them specialising in levels 3 and 4 and 5, having their own awarding powers in that area, colleges having foundation degree awarding powers, those who feel that that's appropriate, and getting a much stronger tertiary professional and technical education stream, rather than people thinking the only route post-18 is academic. And it's interesting to note, it's still only 30% of young men actually go into academic higher education. So I think there's room for growth there, and I think the economy and the labour market is going to need people with those sort of skills. The last point I think is that we have a very old-fashioned view of the concept of technician. We think it's usually a geezer. They usually wear an overall and they usually have a spanner in their top pocket. But the jobs of the future are going to be in beauty therapy, spa management and things like that. And those are the sorts of technical jobs that we need to be training for. And I think colleges are in a strong position to be able to provide that service. It's clearly not going to help if there's going to be really significant cuts. That is going to be problematic just for the colleges, not just for the colleges, but also actually for universities, because a third of students who go into higher education come from colleges. So I think there are lots of really hot issues, but overall, I think across political parties, it may be different in terms of the mechanics, but I think all are now supportive of developing this technical education stream.